In 2020, the Minecraft Cave update was announced, the update which players had been begging Mojang to add for years. All eyes turned to the end dimension since the Minecraft dimension with the least features last receiving an update almost 8 years ago now. Now, I'm not the first person to talk about a potential Minecraft end update, but I think I am the first who has some potential evidence and theories coming straight from the Minecraft developers that suggest an end update may be on the horizon. So when was the end even last updated? Well, since the end's addition to the game in Minecraft 1.0.0 back in 2011, there have been only two notable changes to the end. The first of which being Minecraft 1.9, which gave the Ender Dragon a new Dragon's Breath attack, slightly changed the obsidian pillars, and of course added end cities, a new structure you could find in the outer areas of the end containing useful loot, but most importantly the elytra. And the second change was in 1.11, which didn't actually change anything in the end, but made shulkers drop shulker shells that players could use to craft the infinitely useful shulker boxes. And that's basically it. In the over 12 years now that the end has existed, it has received a grand total of one notable update, which was 1.9, released in early 2016. That means that it has now been almost 8 years since the end actually changed at all. There hasn't been a single addition or change to the end since Minecraft 1.9, except for that one snapshot where phantoms could spawn in the end that was quickly reverted. The end might be one of the Minecraft features which has gone the longest without receiving any changes. Even the desert biome, the most boring biome in the entire game, has received some minor changes throughout the past few years. But the end has been outright ignored, not even given the most minor of changes. Players go to the end to get an elytra, use their Enderman XP farm if they even have one, and kill shulkers for shulker shells. That's it. The end serves no other purpose after you kill the dragon. And speaking of the dragon, the Ender Dragon fight is pretty easy. The most threatening thing the dragon can do is fling you in the air every so often, which if you have a bucket of water, isn't really an issue. For something which is supposed to be considered end game, it seriously lacks any real end game level content in terms of features and difficulty. After seeing how great 1.16, the Nether update was, players were super excited for the same long overdue treatment to be given to the end, maybe turning it into a dangerous wasteland with large space-like terrain or giving it strange and unearthly alien-like biomes. But alas, we are going on over a decade of Minecraft now with very little changes to the end. Going over a decade now, that's right, Minecraft has been around for a while. In fact, next year is actually Minecraft's 15th anniversary, a major milestone for the game, one which very few reach. And I wasn't the only one to take note of that. In fact, during Minecraft Live, which took place only a few months ago now, where the 1.21 update was announced, there was some interesting information which majority of the community seemed to miss, likely because there was some bigger drama at the time.
It's hard to believe, but next year is the 15th anniversary of Minecraft. It's going to be a year full of fun and surprises. We'll celebrate all of you in the community as we journey through the past, present, and look to the future of Minecraft. There are lots of exciting things to look forward to in 2024.
Did you catch that? Right at the very end of the show, Lydia Winters, who is Mojang's chief storyteller, mentioned that for Minecraft's 15th anniversary, there would be many surprises as we journey through the past, present, and future of Minecraft. Is this just some cheesy PR statement? Or is this a hint that next year could actually be a big year for Minecraft with a special update the community would love to see? During Minecon Earth 2018, nothing was mentioned about the game's 10-year anniversary at the end of the show, and at the end of last year and the year prior's Minecon Live, the show ended as soon as the mob vote winner was announced. So this final segment seemed unique to this year's Minecraft Live only. Okay, let's look more into Minecraft Live, as Lydia wasn't the only one who mentioned it would be the game's 15th anniversary. Before we do though, consider subscribing if you haven't already so you can see in a year's time if my prediction about the next update was right. No pressure. Anyways, Agnes, while talking about the features and direction behind Minecraft 1.20.1, said this not once.
Next year, Minecraft turns 15 years old.
Wow.
You know, it's really precious. And so we were thinking, wouldn't it be quite cool that after 15 years of Minecraft, it's time to test your skills in some new trials?
But twice.
because, you know, with the 15-year anniversary coming up next year, it felt so good that like the main thing with the update, the trial chambers, they are actually a nod to a very classic feature, the monster rooms.
Notably, the second time she mentioned the 15-year anniversary was in response to Lydia's comment about how the new trial chambers reminded her a lot of the first time she found a dungeon, and that was an intentional design as a nod to a very classic feature of the game, that being the dungeons. Is this an indicator that the rest of 1.21, which has yet to be announced, will also be revisiting older Minecraft content and mechanics, or that Mojang may be taking the game in a slightly different direction with the next few updates, whereby older content receives revamps? Okay, let's maybe look at the 1.21 features and some of the reasoning and rationale behind their addition to the update. The first thing that's quite notable about the trial chambers is that these are very RPG inspired. They are like a very basic version of a dungeon from an MMO. The spawners you can find in the trial chambers adapt to the number of players in the dungeon, giving rewards to multiple players, and even have cooldowns so other players on the realm or server can also experience them. This all sounds quite similar to how MMORPG dungeon bosses are designed, and I don't think I've seen Mojang actually design game mechanics like these to be compatible and dynamic with a differing number of players before. The update is also very clearly adventure and exploration based.
A big part of this update is that we really want to add new adventures for our more combat-loving players.
This is intentional, of course, and aimed at combat-centered Minecraft players. Now, when was the last time we received an update centered around combat, even if it was badly received? And we all know of the combat snapshots put on the back burner by Jeb because he became busy with the Caves and Cliffs update. Could we soon be receiving another combat-centered update, potentially incorporating the combat snapshots just as we did when the end was last updated in 1.9? Now, as I mentioned, many of the new mechanics being introduced in 1.21 seem to be focused on PvE combat. Could we be getting some sort of structure similar to the trial chambers in the end? Maybe even with end dimension unique mobs that spawn in a similar type of spawner. Maybe the Ender Dragon will be updated to dynamically change in difficulty based on the number of players fighting it. Personally, I would love to see some sort of difficulty added to the end to actually make it an end game location, rather than just a location you have to pop into every so often when you need more shulker shells. And many of the changes coming in 1.21 have mechanics that do in fact support that. I think the game's RPG adventure-based direction is absolutely perfect for an end update. I mean, just think about it. The end is meant to be the end location of the game. It's meant to be scary by containing powerful and rare loot. Fleshing out the end in an RPG style works so well because of that. Imagine beating the Ender Dragon and rather than it dying, it goes on a cooldown similar to the trial spawners and then leaving to go to the outer end islands and encountering some powerful new mobs in procedurally generated dungeons similar to the trial chambers. If you make your way through the dungeon and get to the end, you get to fight a mini boss of sorts that gives you and other players who accompanied you special rewards. These rewards could be entirely unique Elytra only enchantments or Elytra trims, special enchantments like Protection 5 above vanilla levels that you can only get in book form, just like Frostwalker and Mending, or even an entirely new weapon overall. The end has so much potential because it's so empty and featureless that absolutely anything they add will seem very impactful and notable by comparison. Even just a biome and terrain overhaul similar to the Nether update would substantially amplify the end and actually add some variety to the currently bland and monotonous islands that span the entire dimension. Look, I don't think we will get the end update in Minecraft 1.21. If it were planned, it would have been announced in the last Minecraft Live already. But I do think that based on the direction the game is going, adding RPG and combat-centered features and mechanics, as well as the subtle mentions and hints, that next year being the game's 15th anniversary will be a very special year for Minecraft, I truly believe that there is a very good chance that we will see the announcement of an end update next year. All the pieces are just fitting together so well. Although, maybe I'm just on serious levels of copium and will be entirely wrong. Who knows, we'll have to wait to find out. Regardless, as it stands today, the end is not only a wasteland in terms of its physical composition and design, but also in terms of its content and features. Empty, bland, boring, and repetitive, in dire need of a serious update. I hope you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, thank you all so much for watching.